What is a professional? I don't know what a professional is. I don't know. I thought when I was younger, a professional was somebody that was an expert, somebody that pursued excellence, somebody that, whether it was a doctor, whether it was a lawyer, whether it was a tile painter, in any profession, a realtor, I could get the best advice that their job was to be experts at what they did. But as I got older, I realized that's not the case, at least not in my generation. I don't know, was a professional. My dad always used to say, don't brag, put up or shut up. Be the best you can be. Be the best at what you're ever deciding you need to do. Work at it. Don't brag. Today, everybody tells you how great they are, and then they don't deliver. And it's very frustrating. I remember when I got out of college. And I wanted to be in the financial industry. I remember I was 5, 6 years old, and I used to go visit my Uncle Dominic in Manhattan. We used to sit there and watch Wall Street Week with Louis Rukeyser, and he'd have that wig, and he'd teach me how to read the stock pages and dividends and earnings per share. And I was 5 years old, and I thought, I want to do this for a living. This is really cool. So I remember I graduated from college, and I came back to Wall Street, and I got a job. And I remember I took all my exams, and I passed my exams. And I remember my very first day. I'll never forget my very first day. I walked in, and they shook my hands, and they announced me to the floor, and everybody clapped. And I was feeling pretty good. I had the best suit I had on, and young 20-something-year-old. And I sat at the desk, and they gave me a phone. I had a nice desk, and there was a Quotron. In those days, they didn't have computers. They had Quotrons, which gave you stock quotes. You can only look up stock quotes in the newspaper, or you got to call your broker. So I remember doing that, and first call I made was to my mom. I said, Mom, I made it. My goal. I'm here. I've achieved my goal. She goes, well, what do you do? I go, I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess they're going to give me clients to do research and recommend investments. And really? Yeah, I guess so. So I kind of sat there. I hung up the phone. I remember the guy sitting next to me, his name was Pat, an Italian kid from Brooklyn. And I said, hey, man, are they going to give me clients to manage? And he laughed. He got on his desk and he pulled out Yellow Pages, New York City Yellow Pages, and threw it on my desk. And I said, what's that? He goes, well, those are your clients. Dial and smile. Oh, okay. So I realized pretty quick that a financial professional in the brokerage industry was just a straight salesman. In fact, I was told that when I was looking for a job on Wall Street. He said, son, remember the recruiter said, 100% commission from one end of the street to the other. I go, really? He goes, yeah. Well, I found that out. The belly of Wall Street wasn't very pretty. I actually hated it. I learned how to be pretty good at recommending investments, but it was, you get a client, and then what would you recommend? Well, the firm would tell you what to buy and sell, and then you would think, is the firm telling me to buy and sell because it's good for my client, or is it good for their inventory and they're just looking to make money on their inventory? And I found, unfortunately, it was the latter. And so when I left Wall Street, there was something that was being developed called the fiduciary advisor, the registered investment fiduciary advisor. And you give consulting advice, and there's no commission involved. And I thought, this is the way I'm going to go. I feel good about myself, trying to do the best I can for a client, to be a true professional. And even in that side, what do I see? I see these kids, 35-year-old kids, doing these seminars, dinners, $100 steak dinner, all the wine you can drink, and then end up talking you into an annuity with 10% commission or private equity. Oh, yeah, well, put some of your money in mutual funds, and I'll charge you 2% a year annually to manage that. And I thought, well, that's not who's working for who here. But the sad thing is, you go to an attorney for a problem. Do they solve the problem, or do they extend the problem? Well, Give me a $10,000 retainer and you should be good. And then, of course, 2 months later, I'm out of my money. You need to give me another 10. But you told me for 10 you can get it done. Doctors, do doctors cure or do they manage? Contractor comes in, you pay him half. He does 2 days of work and he's gone for, where did he go? What is a professional? I don't know what a professional is. But all I can tell you is that the financial services industry is a disappointment. It's a disappointment when I look at the average financial professional and are they working for themselves or are they working for their clients? There is no greater purpose than service to others. There is no greater purpose than service to others. Compassion. It would be nice to believe that professionals believe that at their core. I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying that you can't find a doctor that really is going to do his best for you, or an attorney or an advisor, but they're the exception, not the rule, and that's sad. And that's not what I'm about. That's not what the firm I built's about. It's about really trying to deliver. And it's not, this market's tough. Managing money, helping people grow, trying to get that market return and trying to dampen that risk. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. And even if you're doing the best, you don't always get it right. But in the long run, if you do the right thing, I tell this to my students, I tell this to my interns. If you do the right thing for people, life's going to take care of you. You're going to live a good life. And more importantly, you're going to be able to look in the mirror and you're going to feel good about who you are. And that is what a true professional is.